Wrong group chat genius. How a family chat fiasco turned my life upside down. I never thought a single mistake could unravel months, even years, of carefully balanced chaos in our household. But on an otherwise ordinary Tuesday evening, fate decided to have a little fun at our expense. It all began when my husband, Ryan, who has always been a bit impulsive and prone to oops moments, sent a message from his phone that set off a chain reaction no one could have foreseen. I had been busy cooking dinner, fiddling with my phone and catching up with a friend on a side chat, all while Ryan was in the next room changing. Suddenly, a buzz from our family group chat caught my attention. I casually picked up my phone and scrolled through the messages, expecting the usual memes and updates from his eccentric family. That's when I saw it. A shirtless mirror selfie of Ryan, captioned with a mischievous, "Can't wait to see you later" winking face. But wait, that wasn't meant for his date night chat or his group with his buddies. It was sent to his family group chat. And the moment I read it, my heart sank. A few seconds later, his no-nonsense grandma, the matriarch of the clan, replied with a curious, "Who's later?" Older adult. I blinked twice, wondering if I had misread it. I knew Grandma had a wicked sense of humor, but this was beyond anything. The ensuing conversation was nothing short of a theatrical performance full of wild twists and crisscrossing dialogues. The immediate aftermath. I remember yelling out, "Ryan, what the heck did you do?" while walking into the living room in a mix of disbelief and exasperation. Ryan, red-faced and fumbling for words, stuttered, I meant to send it to my best mate's chat. I swear." His apology was frantic and a tide of panic flooded him. Our living room turned into a war zone of voices as my phone buzzed non-stop with messages from his family. His cousins were sharing laughing emojis, his Aunt Martha was admonishing him with a flurry of LLs, and his infamous Uncle Gus couldn't stop teasing, "Sweetheart, your boy's sending love notes to the whole clan now." My frustration was mounting, but I knew it was too late to intervene as the chat was spiraling out of control. I sat down at the dining table, my mind reeling. I let out a sigh and thought, how does one even recover from this level of public humiliation? All while memories of similar past family fiascos, though never quite this dramatic, flickered like déjà vu. The absurdity of it all was maddening. Family group chat, the twisted dialogue. Messages poured in like a runaway train. It wasn't just a simple oops moment. It was a full-blown drama worthy of a soap opera. I'll never forget the torrential dialogue that followed. "Grandma Jean, I've seen a lot in my day, but my grandson playing striptease for dinner sounds like a new record." Uncle Reginald, "Well, if his next move is to strut down the hallway in a robe, I'll be first in line for front row seats." Cousin Bella, "Ryan, were you trying to start a revolution in our group chat or just a trend?" Ryan, "Please guys, just let it go. I didn't mean for this to happen." Aunt Martha, "Oh honey, it's just a picture. But you really have to learn the difference between private and public chats." Grandma Jean again, "Oh come now dear. It's all fun until your picture is on our Christmas cards." Ryan, desperate, "I promise I'll never do that again. Please, let's just move on." Aunt Clara, entering late, "Ryan, did you forget we're supposed to be setting up your surprise party next week? Or was that part of your grand plan?" The group chat transformed from a simple misdirected message into a circus of familial banter, each member riffing on Ryan's mishap with increasing absurdity and wit. I sat back in disbelief. My husband's mishap had become the highlight of the evening for his entire family, and I was the unwilling front-row audience to it all. My internal monologue, chaos in the heart. As I scrolled through the messages, my mind was a turbulent sea of emotions. On one hand, I was mortified that every family member was now privy to something that should have been a private, fleeting mishap. On the other hand, I couldn't help but get caught up in the absurdity of it. Ryan's usually polished, gentlemanly demeanor had been replaced by a flurry of frantic apologies and half-sincere promises to never do it again. I recall thinking, is this the day our lives become a continuous loop of embarrassing group chat mishaps? My mind raced with images of future family gatherings where this story would be told, exaggerated, and laughed about until it became a cherished, if not painful, memory. During a brief lull, I decided to text my best friend in a moment of solace. I swear if our lives weren't already a circus, tonight this chat was the main attraction. I'm laughing even though I'm dying inside. Her quick reply, laced with humor and empathy, was the only thing that offered some relief. Confrontation and unhinged twist. That night, after the group chat frenzy had somewhat dwindled, the tension reached its peak when I confronted Ryan in the middle of the night. I had barely slept on a couch in the guest room when Ryan finally stumbled into our bedroom, eyes swollen from lack of sleep and too many phone notifications. "Ryan," I began, voice trembling between anger and sadness, "how can you be so careless? That wasn't just a slip-up. It was a total disaster. Ryan, half awake and defensive, mumbled, I didn't think. I was just. I'm sorry, I truly am. You know me, I'm a screw-up sometimes. I snapped back, tears of frustration welling up. A screw-up? Ryan, you almost turned our entire family into laughingstocks. How many times have I had to explain to your mother, your uncles, even your cousins, that we're not playing a game of guess the message? Our privacy is invaded every time you treat communication like a party trick. The conversation quickly escalated into an unhinged monologue, one that neither of us would soon forget. With every word, both of us swung wildly between anger, humor, and raw vulnerability. I could see the fear in his eyes as he realized the magnitude of his mistake, and I could feel the panic rising in my chest knowing that this moment was a turning point. Maybe, he whispered desperately, maybe I should just delete my phone or change how I use these chats. I never meant for this to hurt us or make you feel undervalued. I, still shaking, countered, it's not just about the phone, Ryan. It's about being mindful, about respecting our family boundaries, and most of all, about understanding that your actions ripple out and affect everyone, especially me. At one point, between my tirade and his feeble attempts at apology, there was a moment of stark silence. A brief, heavy pause where the weight of the night settled in. It was absurd, painful, and yet, in its own ridiculous way, almost comical. The kind of evening that you know will become legendary in family lore, retold at future reunions with dramatic flair. The aftermath and lessons learned. The following morning, the sun crept in through our window, revealing remnants of our midnight confrontation in the form of scattered tissues and a lingering tension in the air. As I made breakfast in silence, Ryan sat at the table looking defeated but determined to regain some semblance of normalcy. I could see that he was already mentally drafting a personal apology video for the family group chat, but I stopped him before he could record a second mishap. We agreed that a sincere face-to-face conversation with each family member was necessary to truly mend the rift his error had caused. Over the next few days, we embarked on an almost absurd journey of damage control. Ryan called his Aunt Martha and explained in earnest, punctuating his words with humorous self-deprecation that only further endeared him to her. He video-called Grandma Jean in a private session where tears, laughter, and a lot of vigorous hand-waving ensued as he explained his side of the story. I even joined in one call with his cousin Bella, where our combined awkwardness turned the meeting into a bizarre, almost therapeutic exchange about modern technology and the pitfalls of digital communication. Each conversation was a twisted mix of sincerity, sarcasm, and wild anecdotes about past family embarrassments. As absurd as the whole ordeal was, it pushed us to confront our communication issues and re-examine our priorities. I learned that sometimes, in the whirlwind of everyday life, a misplaced selfie can unveil deeper issues. Issues of neglect, miscommunication, and the constant struggle between our private selves and our public facades. In retrospect, I find a bizarre comfort in the fact that our family now shares this insane, unforgettable memory. The chat thread still exists, frozen in time as a reminder of the night when Ryan inadvertently blurred the line between familial love and public hilarity. And while we've learned to set stricter guidelines for our digital communications, and maybe even taken a workshop on texting etiquette together, the story remains a testament to the resilience of love, humor, and the absurdity of modern life. So here's my final takeaway, dear readers. Life is messy, unexpected, and often absurd. Sometimes a simple oops can spiral into a full-blown family saga. Embrace the chaos, laugh at the mishaps, and always double-check your group chats. A disillusioned but hopeful wife.